Hello YouTube, your man right here, jwsolarusa. Today's video, folks. Well, I've been doing some series of updates and upgrades and all the good stuff and all the trying to maintain the system to a better performance and better efficiency to make efficient and to make the system become more reliable, dependable, and working. Well, this is how the system is. Look at that. Lot of work. I've been working not 24/7, but you know, but within the sevens. Not 24, but every day. I do something on my system. Every day, folks. Every day. Well, this is how the system looks like. I'm gonna pan down and see. There we go. Cleaned up. Everything is nice. And if you guys can see, there's a black wire here the last time, so I already put a channel right here to cover up that wire, and it's all gone. Okay, it's buried, covered, nice and neat. And you can see from here, from the desulfator and all the way, this is the channel that brings all the way up from the batteries. You can see that little gap right there. There's nothing I can do about it because of the charge controllers. A little bit lower, I can change that, so you cannot see it by standing and check every system. There might be flaws, or everybody has a little thing. That's not tacky at all, unless someone want to penalize me for that. Well, it's okay. You're not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna do everything good. For most people, it's not like you can ever win. You know, it's all about losing most of the time and drama. But I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying to better myself, trying to improve my system, try to improve efficiency, and that's what the topic today, efficiency. It's a big word. But sometimes it's a small word. But sometimes people tend to neglect that word when it comes to off-grid or grid-tied. Off-grid and battery backup systems, the same thing. But folks, this is the thing. A lot of people talking about efficiency too on some of the off-gridders, totally off-grid. No power. They live in the middle of nowhere. That's one of the thing again. What they look for is efficiency, because one of the thing is they depend wholly and solely all their lives. Everything they do depend on that power that they have. I have few guys, you know. I don't want to be I don't want to name names. I can, but I don't want to, because I didn't ask for permission to do that. And this video, I'd have to go and call everybody. Hey, I want to make a video, and so thing. Can I something like that? It's too much, because I just decided to grab the camera. Just a chit chat thing about efficiency. But folks, this is the thing. Back to the topic. With all this work, with all these looks, with all these designs, with all these machines, are they efficient? Are these machines efficient? What's my efficiency? Are these machines just a show? Or are these machines are for real business? Are these machines are just for looks? Or are these machines are really put to work? Those are all the questions you ask yourself. There's a lot of people that are just for show. Well, this system right here is not for show at all. Well, some people think the system is so clean and all the thing, and some people think maybe just making a video or whatever. No, I have a video one time that says if I have to polish my devices anytime I have to make a video, they're so clean like they never seen any dust. I laugh, but that's a pretty good job. It's not, I'm not upset about it. It's just interesting. We all different, and we all. I'm not picking on you, sir, ma'am, friends. I just mentioned that. It's just this is the thing when you have a system, your life depends on it. Your family, your loved ones, and this is your source of energy. And you decide to go green. You don't want to step back. You put money, you invested money, your time, labor, part, everything, your bank account. You starving yourself, you punishing yourself from vacations and wearing good clothes or buying nice stuff, eating good because you want to make yourself reliable and self dependable. You want to make yourself comfortable. That's the word. Folks, this is the thing. You sacrifice a lot of things for you to get yourself better. And this is not today's just work. This one is going to go for the next years to come. And it's going to stay like this for quite a while. If I handle these machines with care, tender loving care, TLC, and loving these machines and maintain them and keep them proactive, keep them energized, keep them properly charged, keep them properly clean, vent them well. These machines will last me for a very long time. It doesn't matter if the technology already outdated back after that. But folks, this is the power we bringing in today. That was a peak up to 110 watts coming in, and I can show you what the voltage was before that time, and this is what we just bring in. The batteries were not totally discharged because I was working on the system, shut it off, so I save some kind of power while I was finishing touch up some of the other stuff. So far so good. We gained that 100 watts. The batteries are still full. And speaking about it, energy created since yesterday and all that stuff. Speaking about that, folks, this is the main issue I'm talking right now, chit chat, whatever it is, about this system. I thank God. I'm so happy and thank God for all the provision, for all the love you guys given me, for all the time to watch my videos, for all the quality time you guys we spent together talking, and all the work, and for all you guys comments, encouragement. A lot of you guys, most of you guys, this is the payout. Well, when we get back here, let's go back for you guys that owns Midnight Classic. Remember, you have a Whizbang Junior, which I can't able to show you right now because it's all in here in the command center, the main control with the breakers and all the good stuff. But here, when you set up your device, you have to do some little tinkering into your system, how to set the efficiency. Folks, this video might probably be a little bit longer because I want to explain this. But be patient with me and listen to whatever I'm saying. If it makes sense, it doesn't make sense, but you learn something by listening to people, what they have to say or what is saying, and whatever other people think is nonsense they're saying. But you will learn something someday, somehow, however, you're gonna learn something. So just be patient with me. So when I started this OneNote project, maybe approximately 3 weeks ago, I've been working constantly trying to make this system better. It was better. It's running good. Nothing wrong with it. But I decided to do something for change. The change is modify, upgrade, improve, more effectiveness so that the system can be more proactive, system can be more reliable and dependable. I started changing wires. You guys see, if you go back to my previous videos, you will see all wires hanging over there. Like hanging, like the black insulators everywhere, trying to cover all those wires. But for being who I am, I want everything, I want perfection. Okay? Nobody's perfect. But I want things to my comfort. I want things the way I want to see them. I want to look at them. It's not like I have to spend a lot of money and don't even respect how I made my money, how I work my money, how I sacrifice and put it into a junk presentation to everybody to look at and talk about it, while other people they don't have that much. They don't even have even a third of what I have here, but their system is well maintained, decent, well taken care of. They respect their system, and the system respect them by giving them what they want. So I'm not a junky person, but this is what I like to do. At least I like to inspire other people. I like to learn from other people. I like to benefit on anything I do. I want to gain. I don't want to be a loser. I want to win on things that I do where I think that is going to benefit me and whosoever around me, or whosoever who's going to see my work. They will see a footprint that they say, hey, I think we can copy whatever this guy is doing. Or maybe I don't like everything what he's doing, but there are few things I wanna copy from him, which is not bad. That's human nature. We learn from each other. But some people don't just admit that they learn from somebody. They think that they created everything for themselves, or they know it. I don't claim myself I'm the smartest guy on YouTube. I don't claim myself I'm the guy with the most decent system. If you want to make that rating, kudos to you and thank you for doing that survey. But I'm not competing nobody. I'm making my power. I'm making my life comfortable. I'm making my system reliable, dependable. Make my system breathe and with good air, filtration, no dust, so that the machines will last me longer. Folks, this is me. Everybody else can do it. If I'm capable of doing it. So, decency, being tidy, being responsible is part of being disciplined is part of my nature. It's part of me. I can't depart from it. Things, my parents, my loved ones, family members, friends, people I've been around with, they live in a very good life or decency, respect, and be productive, proactive. I just want to be around people like that. I want to copy, I want to learn. I'm not saying I want to be like them, because you cannot be like somebody else. Because you have your own DNA in you, you have your own everybody's wired differently. You keep trying. You can try to be like somebody, but inside you will not be the same like that person, because we're wired differently. You can copy most of the stuff, but you cannot be like that person, because everybody has his or own ways. Appearance probably you can copy, but the internal of that person, maybe you can copy. You learn so much about that person, you think you know everything. No, you don't. There is a secret inside us that we cannot reveal to everybody. Maybe that's your weakest point, or maybe that would be your stronghold. You don't want your neighbor, you don't want your enemy to compromise with that. Like I said, this is a chit chat thing, and I'm heading back to the efficiency, which I decided to strip all this stuff and make it better, make it best for my comfort. I don't want to lose any efficiency. Because of that, I decided to run every single thing, spend the money again, buy the wires, do all my good stuff and bad stuff. You know, as you guys rate me, good and bad, I'll take that. And because you rate me bad, it just created an opening for me, opportunity for me to grow, because I will look at the comments, and if it's real, and if it's true what you said about me, I will change it. I will definitely change that, because I'm going to look at myself, I'm going to evaluate myself. Is that true what this person just said about me? Okay, maybe it's true, or maybe I ask my wife, evaluate, because that's going to be my closest ally who's going to tell me the truth, or my family of close friends, not critics. You know, like skeptics. Sometimes they tell you the truth too, but the thing is, the way the approach is it's not good. You know, you can teach someone something by yelling at that person. You make that person be afraid, intimidate that person. They can learn. We all learn in different ways. Soft tone, love, share your love. Someone is doing the wrong thing, but you can just still show them how much they try, how much you appreciate them, or how good they've learned, how fast, how they've come along. So I would take all kind of comments like that, because that will help me, and I'm able to help someone in the future. So this is the thing. Nobody mentioned anything to me to improve my system or change the looks. I decided to. But by changing all the efficiency, like I said, this is a chit chat thing. So guys, don't say I've been blabbing too much without hitting the point. This is out of topic, in topic, out of topic, just hitting different ideas or opinions. I don't want anybody, I'm not pushing anything, shoving things on people's throat like this is how you should do it. This is how you should do it. This is the best way. No. That's not what I'm saying. This is the way I decided to do it. And this is the way I want to do it. And this is the way I know how to do it. There are other better ways to do it out there. But am I them? No. Do I have the money like they do? No. I'm just trying. Okay? Yes. Am I competing with anyone? No. Am I admiring other people? Of course, yes. Do I want to be like them? No, I don't want to, because I cannot be like them. Okay? I don't know them. We're all friends and family on YouTube. I don't know you guys, but we know ourselves in spirit, with love, with God fearing, with no accusation, no criticism, no not being racist. Don't look down on somebody. No. Well, folks, I love everybody. I don't care where you're from. I don't care the way you talk. I don't care the way your life is. I don't care about the things that other people say about you. But your relationship with God, your relationship with me matters, because the thing is, if you don't have the relationship with God, you don't have a relationship with people, you are not a good person. I'm not judging you, but we are all people's person. We have to act right. We have to treat each other with respect, love, and kindness, honesty. That's what I care about. You know, the fear of God, the love of God, whatever you believe, like I said before in my videos. Yes, you can believe whatever you believe, and you can say whatever you want to say. But are we not accountable for our actions? Yes, we are. Because all you do is going to come back and hit you sooner or later, one day, anytime, someday, we caught up with you. So do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So, treat them well, they will treat you well. Give them respect, they will give you respect. And be nice to them, they will be nice to you. Sometimes you be nice to them, but they can't be nice to you. Like I said, this is a chit-chat thing. Back to efficiency again. Take all this stuff, rip them off, build them up. This is how it turned up to be. You guys can rate me now. You guys can give me a thumbs up, like, and share. You guys can comment. And you guys tell me what you guys think. Back to efficiency again. After doing all this, and my batteries were, when I bought the Midnight Classic, okay, it has a Wristband Junior. That's the one that measure your current, your input, and the output, whatever is coming in and out from the batteries. That controls the state of charge for your batteries. It tells it if it's full or not full, it's charged, not charged. It's discharged. If they're healthy, when last you charged them. If you go to the local app, it tells you everything. How much power you pull from your batteries, how many amp hours, watt hours. It gives you the net reading on everything. It's a little device. It's a little circuit board, kind of rectangular. It has another thing they call a shunt. A shunt has a little fins on it that tells you exactly how electricity pass through that device and gives the accuracy on whatever you do. For my setup, here is the Wristband Junior. This is the device I was talking about. This one is the brain for the batteries. It tells what the battery is supposed to get a state of charge. It has a circuit board. It has a little green light flashing. If you can take a look, you'll see it. It flashes, I don't know how many seconds, milliseconds or something, then it flashes. You see that? There you go. So this is the one that controls the operation. I have a big bus bar here, thick. I think approximately is about an inch thick. And folks, that's the shunt right there. See that? So I marked that. This is for the battery side, and this is for the load, the B and L. So folks, and this is where the operation is taking place that controls your charge. That controls your charge. That's the work or the job for the Whiz-Bang Jr. That's what it is. A very smart device. Small circuit board powered with a little purple wire. You can see right there is connected to the classic on the auxiliary part of it. Aux 2 is right there. So it goes through the classic, and the classic is receiving the power from the PV, and it comes to that and regulate it and send the power from the output of the batteries of the classic right there and back to the Whiz-Bang Jr. On the load side, it goes down to the battery part. It tells exactly, it reads exactly what is in the batteries, what is coming out of the batteries, or what's going on with the batteries. That tells you the state of charge. Like right now, it's telling me right now my battery bank is full at 303 amp hour, which is the capacity at 48 volt. And you see still flashing the SOC is state of charge at 100%, but that thing can go stationary, like a stable, permanent. It's not flashing anymore. That is full. Don't take this as your batteries are 100%, 100%. It still puts power into the system. Okay? Still put power. Right now you can see it cuts down on the amperage coming in, but it's just like a desulfator or a battery maintenance system, you know, like a battery tender to keep the batteries keep going. Right now everything in my house is at rest right now. I have little power coming in. Yesterday we mixed a tons of power. I wasn't home, but if you guys that lives in Minnesota will prove it, or you can go back on the internet and check the weather for Minnesota yesterday, then you will see we have some awesome, one of the best days. On the past 10 days we've been hammered by all those clouds and no sun at all. We make some power yesterday. Batteries are smiling, the batteries are happy. You guys can see. So I just use a few kilowatt hours and amperage, and now today it's full again because it's maintaining, you know, it's just doing some maintenance on the batteries, and everything works right. The pink cable, the Whiz-Bang Jr. is doing his thing, and the efficiency, back to it. Here, when I had my batteries, folks, I set them up this way. I'm not trying to give 100% credit to the Battery Plus because I just installed it a few days ago. It's almost going to a week. But with all the upgrade, remember I did a big upgrade to the system, the wires and all that kind of stuff, to change some of the terminals, battery connectors. I'm using the 3-odd terminals that connect the batteries for series and parallel, you know, 3-odd cable with all the lugs, and taking from the battery to the charge control, no, to the inverter is a 2-odd cable. All right. So I want the current or the power to circulate well when it transfer power from one battery to the other without any resistance or with any trouble. So it's not going to face any trouble. Because of that, I ordered this guy here. Came from the Great Britain. Very nice machine. Super. See that? The EX0212 dash 120 and 800. That means it can charge a 12-volt battery to all the way 120 volt battery bank, and at 800 milliamp impulse. And this one can take charge at the 800. You said on 800, that's a big battery bank, or 120 volt. That's supposed to give you a 3000 watt battery bank. This thing can able to maintain. Okay, I have the other one, which is desulfating right now my other batteries, which I was using for lighting. You guys can go back and see all the series. When I had them, that was my first batteries years ago, maybe almost going to 3-4 years now. Those are my first AGM batteries. And folks, these batteries can't even handle load like the inverter anymore, because I got them used. I was happy. I'm so proud of having those AGM batteries, and there they are. Currently, they're doing their job. I had a charger on them, and it's reconditioning the batteries, rebuilding the batteries. Here is the other battery extra desulfator. I'll give you a full story about this one later. After I order that one, I'll give you a story about this. That'll be on the next video. This is the EX0212 48400. So this one can go up to 48 volt battery bank only, from 12 to 440 to 48 volt battery bank at 400 milliamp. This one can maintain from a 500 amp hour battery bank to 1500 amp hour battery bank. While the EX0212 120 800, that one can maintain from 500 milliamp hour or 500 amp hour battery, 1500 amp hour battery to 3000 amp hour battery bank. Okay, so this one is maintaining these guys here. So back to the topic. A long video, but bear with me because I want to share everything with you guys. So this is the thing. After I finish doing the upgrade onto the wires and everything on the charge controllers, I changed all the way to 6 gauge wire. I was having 8, because that's gonna be another video. The reason why I'm doing all this massive upgrade, there's a reason behind it. Okay, it's for efficiency, but for the future, one step at a time. So all the charge controllers already have everything. Upgrade the wire for the output of this guy right here, the inverter, the Outback, the Flex Outback FX 3048 MT, the mobile version. This is like explaining my entire system. It's built for mobile RV vehicles, for place that it designed for. This is not a vented one. This is a seal. So even if I live in the desert, I live in a salty area, maybe very close to the ocean. You guys like in the East Coast or West Coast, Pacific, you have the salt water from the Atlantic Ocean or whatever. If it's a Mediterranean Sea, whatever, somewhere overseas. And this machine can survive the salt, the corrosion, because it's not gonna hit the internal component on it, because it's built seal. It's not like vented. So it has fans inside that cool the system, circulate the air, and cool the transformer in there, while it has a turbo fan right here that cools this back right here that look like a turtle back right there, and cools all these fins, heat sink the fins all the way here. and this is how it works. That's why Outback makes a very good product. It depends your pocket, your budget, and you can't go wrong going with Outback. Can't go wrong going with any of these machines. Can't go wrong with whatever you have. It's your choice. It's your money. It's your pocket. It's what you want to spend. You're looking for a cheap thing, then you get what a cheap thing can give you. If you go for expensive things, you get what an expensive thing can give you. It doesn't mean all the expensive machines really works better. No. Some of the cheap stuff, sometimes they work good, but you have to be lucky. Okay? So, back to efficiency. Right here, changing all the wires, creating all these boxes right here for future references, future purposes, putting a temperature sensor into my battery box means a lot. This video will be long. I'm just advising you folks, but I have to let you know. If you're just tuning in, stay tuned. jwsolarusa. Well, this is what I'm doing. This is just explaining everything about my system. By having this temperature sensor here, monitors my batteries if I'm charging them. Higher currents coming in, higher currents going out, or no sun, bad weather. While this guy, the FX3048, is charging it, is bringing over 30 amps back to the batteries. Because of that, heat started build up. I can monitor this temperature sensor right there and see what's the temperature in that box. Remember, folks, if you're a battery guy, you know every battery company manufacturer, they set up a specific thing about their batteries, the way you charge them at a certain temperature. And if your batteries get hot, folks, you know what happened? Because resistance, you're losing efficiency. So batteries don't like too much heat. Batteries don't like cold. He has to have a battery supposed to maintain like a human temperature. They likes it when you feel comfortable in your house. If you feel comfortable somewhere, you have an air conditioning, it's not too cold, it's not too hot. That's how batteries work. They work well for you, they will love you, and they will stay longer. Because they stay within that range, they makes them happy. 75% 75 degrees to 70, 72, all that good stuff. Your batteries love that kind of temperature. Not too cold, not too warm, and it's not hot. They work well because when you take power from the batteries, it generates heat. When you input in power back to the battery, it causes heat. So sometimes people put fans in the battery box like this. I don't have no fans in there. Because of that, I keep my batteries cooler by watching that temperature sensor that's sitting right in the middle of the batteries, which I have 3 BTS, battery temperature sensor, for this guy here, Outback, the classic, and the inverter, the FX3048, they all have sensors there. So what total sensors I have there is 4 sensors monitoring my batteries. Okay? Some people think it's probably redundant or however they call it. It's stupid or doesn't make sense. Yes, it makes sense to me. Because I can monitor the temperature here, even from the MOSFET. Even from this guy here, I can tell. And even from this guy here, I can tell. Okay? The mate, the hub, whatever it is, I can tell. So, because of that, back to efficiency, bear with me. I'm explaining this so that it can make sense to people. People, right there, Whiz Bang Jr. Shunt. That device I just showed you guys. That's what it does. That's the work. Monitors everything, tells what comes in. It tells you that you're bringing too much. The batteries don't need that. And the charge controller is saying the same thing too. It's too much. The batteries are full. If you don't have a Whizbang Junior, I encourage you to buy Whizbang Junior and put it in to protect yourself and to see what you're bringing in and what you're taking out. From there, there's a setting here they call efficiency. Okay? There we go. Now I'm going to elaborate about this guy right here. When I finished doing all this stuff before that, when I got the Midnight Classic, was telling me that, you know, you have to play with the efficiency of these batteries and see where they normally go before they get into the float. You have to play with it. Well, if you don't believe me, go into the Midnight Solar or Midnight Classic website and you're going to see what Ryan or whosoever the instructor is telling you. You got to play with the efficiency to see where your battery is going to get and reach and get to a float mode. Okay? And it's just like tinkering, messing around. You will see exactly where your batteries were. But before that, my batteries, before the upgrade, the efficiency was set into, they get into the 93%, which Midnight Solar, Midnight Classic, recommended default, manufacturer default is a 94. That's not bad for all average of batteries. Manufacturers, they recommend, if you don't know your efficiency, sometimes cheap batteries or companies, they just don't put it there. Midnight Solar tested a lot of batteries that people use, the most popular batteries, and the efficiency was set at 94. So when I install my batteries, the efficiency, I can able to get into float complete charge at 93. Folks, look at this. What you guys seeing right now? 96. I gain about 3%. 3% efficiency on my batteries. So far, so good. Is this guy or the entire upgrade I did here? I cannot tell exactly because it's a teamwork. They all work together. If your wires are small, you strain in your power. If your wires are small, you cannot bring enough power. You cannot export a lot of power. If your wires are small, from the PV array, which I run my PVs 8 gauge from the panels. Okay? From the panels. 8 gauge wire coming in inside the house. Okay? And dropped it from there. From the charge controllers, I'm taking 6 gauge wire. 8 gauge is bringing it. So remember, a 10 gauge is equivalent to about 30 amps. So if I'm bringing 8 gauge in pure copper, this is just chit chat. Like I was telling you guys, a full explanation about my system. 43 minutes has passed on the time clock right here. But folks, I'll take this opportunity and elaborate for you guys to understand how my system run. I'm not making up stuff. So 8 gauge is coming out from the panels. My panels are not like other panels. They're gonna be running how do you call it? A 12 gauge or something. Some of them, it depends on the manufacturer. But my panels, what is coming in, most of my panels, I have to put wires into. And I put a 10 gauge coming in because the recommended is depending, like a Kyocera. They tell you the wires they recommend is a 14 and 12. And sometimes the bigger wire goes become harder. It's not flexible as you think. So I've modified at a time some of my panels from the recommended wire from 14, and they said 12 gauge. I put about 10 gauge on each panel. 10 gauge wire on each panel. If you go back and look at my project, I said solar system for my friend Tom, the veteran guy. All those panels are 10 gauge wires that comes from the panel, the output. And coming in from 10 gauge and to the combiner box, all the way inside the house is an 8 gauge. I don't want to lose anything. I'm a guy, I don't want to lose power. I work hard for it. It's free.